I felt compelled to share this story with you because there's a new film out, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. And I'd been thinking about Christopher and I didn't know why, but I was picking up on the energy of this film. It reminded me of a series of unexpected encounters I had with Christopher Reeve in the 80s that changed my perspective of the man behind the Superman persona and had a profound impact on my life. Stay tuned. One February, I went to visit my sister in Long Beach, California, and she and I decided to attend a performance of Summer and Smoke at the Amundsen Theater, starring Christine Lottie as Alma, the unmarried, high-strung minister's daughter, and Christopher Reeve as the dashing, young, wild Dr. Johnny. Christine was one of my mime teachers when I studied at Florida State University for 2 semesters with the Mad Mountain Mime Troupe. All I know about Christopher Reeve is he played Superman. Not once, not twice, not 3, but 4 times. Superman made Reeve a huge star. And as I watched the first Superman film, I wondered, how is it possible that anyone could be that good looking? Reeve's Superman was compelling, authentic, and vulnerable. Before Reeve, this whole superhero thing was not a genre, but Reeve changed all that. So on the drive to the theater, although my sister and I have never met this man, and I know next to nothing about him, we discuss him at great length. Okay, I say, Christopher is super handsome, looks good in tights, but sold out long ago. Many actors do. It's hard to turn down multi-million-dollar deals. And now he's trying to redeem himself. I didn't realize he was only paid 50 grand for the first Superman movie. They paid Brando 3.7 million. I also didn't know Christopher had done theater for years, trained at the prestigious Juilliard School, and co-starred with Katharine Hepburn on Broadway in A Matter of Gravity. I continue. Can you imagine Christopher Reeve doing Tennessee Williams? I mean, my sister says, well, it's foolish to expect too much. He's just another pretty boy. Correct. Let's not get our hopes up. I mean, how good can he be? Once inside the auditorium, we settle into our plush velvet seats. The house lights slowly dim as the curtain rises to reveal Christopher Reeve in a white linen suit standing alone on a dimly lit, smoky stage. His presence is awe-inspiring. I close my mouth as my sister mimes removing her wedding band and tossing it to parts unknown. His beauty and grace are only surpassed by his moving performance. And at that moment, I become, dare I say it, a fan. After I made this decision, our paths begin to cross. I see Christopher Reeve everywhere. At an opening night party for Spalding Gray's monologue performance of Swimming to Cambodia, there he is, but only briefly, because in true Superman style, poof, as if by magic, the next time I glance in his direction, he's gone. Shortly after that, I passed him on the sidewalk, walking along Restaurant Row. Then I got a call to audition for the film Street Smart. I find myself sitting across the messy desk from the legendary casting director, Joy Todd, in her small, cramped, messy New York office. The first question out of her mouth is, so Jill, how tall are you? Odd question. 5'9". I'm 5'8 3/4, but I round up like I'm doing my taxes. 5'9". That's perfect. I know nothing about this project. This is way before the internet and IMDb. Joy Todd goes on to explain, well, this is Christopher Reeve's pet project. I almost fell off my chair. You'd play his girlfriend. He's 6'4". He needs tall. Here we go again, only this time I'm here too. I don't remember a single thing about how the audition went after that. I wish I'd been able to share my connection to him with her, but at that time in my life, I was so filled with I'm not good enough, so I said nothing. Mimi Rogers booked the part. I guess she's tall too. The film was well received by audiences and critics, but was an economic failure. However, Morgan Freeman played a pimp, and this was his breakout role. He was nominated for an Academy Award and Golden Globe. One cold winter night, I'm walking home from my aerobics class with my friend Maggie, and she points, "Your boyfriend, Christopher Reeve, lives right over there." Maybe I'd been talking about him. I don't know. What? Oh, stop it. No, seriously, he lives in that building. Oh, you're telling me Christopher Reeve lives 2 blocks from my apartment? I don't believe you. And at that moment, as if on cue, the front door of the building opens and out steps all 6'4" of his tall, dark, and handsome superhero Christopher Reeve self. He takes a couple of steps, slips and falls on the ice, and lands on his bum, not 10 yards in front of us. Maggie and I stand stunned in silence. I want to run help him, but before I can recover, like the hero he plays, he jumps up, brushes himself off, hails a cab, and speeds off into the chill December night. This is what I call a true New York moment. Somehow the stars and planets align, and as if by magic, a fantastic synchronistic event occurs. After that incident, I kind of lose track of Chris. I was way too busy getting divorced, doing stand-up comedy, and trying to survive in New York City. Then on Memorial Day of 1995, I heard the news. Christopher Reeve fell from his horse today, broke his neck, is paralyzed, and can't breathe without help from a respirator. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Is it? No. No, that's not possible. I mean, he's Superman. He leaps buildings in a single bound. Perhaps they're mistaken, but no. Christopher Reeve is paralyzed from the neck down. His injury was so severe, the doctors gave him the option to end his life. He thought about it, but he stayed because his wife Dana said, "You're still you, and I love you." After his accident, I called my sister in California. She's an accomplished equestrian rider who once owned a thoroughbred farm in Aiken, South Carolina, and trained for the Olympics. This is my sister jumping her horse. The photo was used as a poster for the Olympics, and later you could spot this image on the side of certain U-Haul trailers. I asked my sister about Christopher Reeve's accident. She says he had no business on that horse. But wait, he's been riding for years, training, eventing. It doesn't matter. That was too much horse flesh for his level of skill. That was a routine jump. Every night I pray, "Dear God," or Source, or Spirit of the Most High, thank you for healing Christopher Reeve. Send him your love and light. Use him as an instrument of your peace to help heal the world. It was touch and go for quite a while. I mean, no one knew if he would survive, let alone speak. My prayers go on week after week, and then one night I have a dream. Now, I often dream of famous people. Will Smith, Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Rosie O'Donnell, even Elvis. My dream life is quite exciting, but that's another story. Anyway, in my dream, I'm standing in Christopher Reeve's mother's kitchen. She's at the sink doing the dinner dishes when the screen door opens and in walks Christopher Reeve. He gives me one of those knowing smiles, that requires no words, hugs me, and softly whispers, "Thank you." The next morning, I turned on New York 1, and the first words out of the announcer's mouth were, "Christopher Reeve spoke his first words today." I was blown away. I was so grateful. I mean, my prayers had been answered. I believe everything happens for a reason. I knew Christopher Reeve was being used in a much bigger way to move the planet forward in its evolutionary process. Over the next 9 years, I watched in amazement as Christopher Reeve dedicated the rest of his life to curing spinal cord injury by advancing research and improving the lives of individuals and families impacted by paralysis. He created the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. And in 2009, President Obama signed the Paralysis Act. Then came the announcement. Christopher Reeve died today in a hospital in upstate New York of heart failure at the age of 52. The loss of Christopher Reeve affects me in a profound way, even though I never met him. I was heartbroken. I'd come to love and admire the man of steel who was so much more. And it makes me realize on the outside, it may seem like we're separate entities, but we're all connected. As my friend Will says, it's the interconnectedness of the universe. And although my career has stalled yet again, I found solace and the will to keep going from the sign above Christopher Reeve's exercise room that read, "For everyone who thought I couldn't do it, for everyone who thought I shouldn't do it, for everyone who said it's impossible, see you at the finish line." God bless you, Christopher Reeve, for being a powerful force of good on the planet. See you at the finish line. Thanks so much for watching. I so appreciate you guys. I'm so grateful to all my subscribers and to all your comments. It really brings me joy to read and respond to them. And I guess next week I'll go back to my next installment, my regularly scheduled programming. So just thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.